That was Captain Beefheart with Hella Guru from his 1969 album Trout Mask Replica, which is considered. All right, sorry to do that to you, but just wanted to show you. This is a one of these dead malls in in Western PA. It's near Johnstown, and it's huge. I mean, it's a big one. It's about half occupied. It's very depressing. I used to come here to cruise chicks when I was a teenager, and not teenager, but like junior high, because there's nothing else to do on a Friday or Saturday night, so you go to the mall. Remember when you used to go to the mall? So this is what it looks like now. But we do have a helicopter because everything in America leads back to war. So last night, there's this guy from a Democrat from Georgia who is making a good show of himself, and he questioned Senator Ossoff, and good-looking guy, articulate, and so he says to Hegseth, this is the Secretary of War. He says basically 5 or 6 times. He says, "You told us the war was over and the Iranian military has been destroyed, and lose your Iran, all that. And the Air Force has been destroyed. Iran doesn't have an Air Force, and the Navy's been destroyed, and they don't really have much of a Navy either because everything's missiles." So then when somebody challenges, I think it wasn't us, if it was somebody else, challenges them about the missiles hitting, all the bases in the Middle East have been hit by a missile from Iran. All of them. Like 85 of them over the weekend. 85 missiles. They have no defense against this, right? So what does Hegseth say? Hegseth says, well, yeah, because they're a terrorist state, they have missiles in the mountains. It's like Captain Beefheart. I mean, this actually makes sense compared to that. So whenever in the war on terror, whenever they don't know what else to say, they just say terror. Terror. Remember terror? Remember Bush with the terror? Now, this is over 40,000 American servicemen have taken, not war fighters, but soldiers and sailors who've taken their life since they returned home. That's about 1%. And that number, I think at one point it was 2.7 per day. We were losing 2.7 service members per day from suicide back home in the States. We have $40 trillion in debt, right? You've heard all this from me before. But my point in all this is it's all about narratives, right? When you're getting your fucking bases just blasted like day after day after, yeah, it's because they're terrorists. Like, this is how fucking insane America is, people. It's Captain Beefheart. Like, this makes sense. By the way, Beefheart was popular in their prime around the 68, 69, 70, and like when all the other great like late 60s bands were happening and Led Zeppelin appeared out of nowhere and Jimi Hendrix and all that. And they would say when Beefheart would play in California, San Francisco and so forth, excuse me, they said even the hippies got scared. So I think what he's doing partly is like spoofing all of this silly California dream and bullshit of the late 60s, right? They're all very good musicians. And there's lots of, if I've told you before, there's lots. I might make Captain Beefheart my hump day special music. And just because whether you're talking about the $2 trillion complete fucking wipeout of American technology, or you're talking about the war on terror, it's all Captain Beefheart. whenever you hear a song like this, it's almost like they could have been Led Zeppelin if they wanted to, but that's like, bourgeois, like, so they just have to be as weird as possible. There's a good article on Zero Hedge by none other than David Stockman, who I always like to point out. I think his parents are from Germany, and he has like this aggressiveness to his narratives, a lot like I do, and for the same reason. And he's talking about how the Fed holding rates down. This is very important stuff that nobody talks about. Created all this debt without any productive capacity in the economy to hold it up there. I won't go through it, but you can go read it. In some ways, it's the story you never hear about how debt interacts with the economy. Like, I haven't looked recently what the number is, but I remember Bernanke came to Pittsburgh, and it was like everybody knew this guy was going to take the place of Greenspan. And at CMU, there's a famous guy there who wrote like the history of the Federal Reserve. And they had like this big love fest for Bernanke because he's like the specialist and he's from Princeton. And you could see that they were grooming this guy to win the Nobel Prize. But the great financial crisis hadn't hit yet. Okay. It was just like a year off. And why am I telling you all that? Oh, so they had somebody this was like a year before, it was probably 2007. And they had the chief economist of Morgan Stanley. I mean, like the who's fucking who of Wall Street. And little me in like the seminar session goes, hi. And I say, I was reported in the Financial Times yesterday that we are using $5.7 worth of debt to create $1 worth of growth. Should we be concerned about this? This is in 2007. And everybody it was like a big seminar thing on campus at CMU. Everybody turned to look at me like, I don't know why that was so confident. This is my Captain Beefheart, David Stockman moment, of Hegseth-ism. When the narratives just go off the fucking rails, it's over. His answer was, no, we don't have to worry about that because our houses are going up. Chief economist of Morgan Stanley. This is who runs your country, people. Now, that problem in 2007 has metastasized. It's good enough for me. Without your new affliction, don't need your new restriction. Give me that old time religion. It's good enough for me. That's where we are now. Well, don't blame me. I'm the Secretary of War. They're terrorists. Just because they're dropping bombs on our fucking bases doesn't mean I can do anything about it because they're a terror. It's over, people. It's over. I mean, this whole fucking thing is over. And this is what a lot of America is going to look like. This is the new norm right here, what I just showed you. We can go inside and I can show you. Everything's dark and tattooed and creepy and mega death monster mobiles and shit. It's like some sort of fucking hellscape. Like whenever I come here, I'm just like, why don't we just like raise chickens or something? Like everything to me goes back into some version of farming, but it's like, no, it's like how many different vape shops and fucking tattoo parlors can we have for people who can barely walk? So unhealthy. So, I mean, young and old, like unbelievably unhealthy. But we have really big military equipment. So part of the thing last night was, by the way, what am I supposed to be talking about? Oh, the oil wells in the Middle East. We'll get to that in a minute. So the real reason Hegseth was in front of Congress is because they're out of money. They're out of the Pentagon has no money. We spent $1 trillion. I'm running out of battery. We spent $1 trillion a year for 25 years. And now we're engaged with a real like adversary, like a real conventional weapon adversary, like they're dropping missiles on our bases, and we're out of money. And the 30-year just sort of is poking around 5%. I'm running out of battery here, but go look at that thing. Last thing I'll say to you is, I think if you look at that map that I posted of the 20 elephant fields, you'll see how old they are, which is scary. In other words, we've been living off of old oil wells, like for 100 years. Go look at them. And the big one is Basra in Kuwait. I think I got that right, Basra. The one beside Basra is 125 million. No, 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 no. 125 billion barrels of oil. And the British Empire carved that out. And then Iraq is right here. And then Iran's right here. They could sweep down. Iran could take over the oil fields in a fortnight. Bye-bye.